All right, so you're disabled, but you want to go to work. You want to try and go to work. But what happens if you go to work and you can't keep it up? You're going to lose your benefits. Do you have to start all over again, too? Remember how long it took you to get your Social Security benefits? The whole thing is nerve wracking. It's mind boggling. We're going to discuss this today. Welcome to An Apple a Day. Please be aware that the comments, views, opinions shared on this podcast are not meant to diagnose a medical problem and/or legal problem. If you do have a medical problem or legal problem, kindly contact a professional.
Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you feeling today, my friend? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that. Did you keep up with your doctor's appointment so far this week? You doing everything you're supposed to do with your physical therapist? You taking your medication like you're supposed to? Doing your exercises? Excellent. Hey, we got a good one today. I got an email from Albert in Connecticut, and he's asking questions about a trial to work period. He's been on Social Security for 3 years, and he feels that he wants to try and go back. So we're going to be discussing that today. I got some information for him from Social Security that I think you're going to find interesting. But before we start, I want to remind you that An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. So if you get a minute, go over there, check it out. Now, like I've been telling you, there's some big changes going on at Famous Apple. The website is under construction, but it's still functioning. There's still a lot going on there that you'll find interesting. There's a lot going on here at the podcast, like today. Today's the first Wednesday podcast that we're doing, so we're going to be here now Wednesdays and Fridays. Remember that. We're going to be here every Wednesday, every Friday from now on, which is great, I think. I think that's phenomenal. It gives us more time together. If not more days, we may even add more days into it, which would be even better as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see. A lot depends on the feedback we get from this. So let's just jump right into this today, because this is an interesting subject. This is definitely, a lot of people ask about this. A lot of people have different ideas about it. There's a lot of untruths about this. There's a lot of rumors about if you go back to work and what can happen to you, and you could lose all your benefits, and you can lose it if you get hurt again. You can't collect benefits. I've heard so many different rumors, so many myths about what can happen if you go back to work and how you're better off once you receive Social Security disability, never going back to work again. That's all bullshit. There's no other word for it. Believe me, Social Security disability insurance, they want you to go back to work. They're not looking to hurt you. That's the big myth. People think that the government is trying to take the money out from underneath you, yank it out from underneath you, and force you back out on the street. That's a lie. That's a myth. That's a rumor. They're here to help you. You got hurt, they're here to help you, lift you up, give you a leg up. They're not going to push you out if you can't do it. But if you can, they want to help you, because you're definitely going to make more money working than you're going to make on Social Security disability. Your life's going to improve. So let's dispel some of these myths today, okay? And we're going to just jump right into this. Albert asked, is it safe? This jumped right out at me. Is it safe to try and go back to work? Of course it is. Of course it is. You know, let's dispel the first rumor or the first myth. You're not a prisoner. When you become disabled, you're not a prisoner. You're not held down. You're not stopped from looking to better your life. You're definitely allowed. Matter of fact, you're encouraged to better your life. But before we even start, forgetting the money part of it for the second. Forget Social Security. Forget that for a second. The most important person that you have to check with before you even think about doing any kind of work is check with your doctor. I don't care how much money you get from Social Security. I don't care how much money you have. If you go to work and you're not supposed to go to work and you do some more damage to your body, you're not worth a damn thing to anybody. You're not worth a damn thing to yourself. You're not worth a damn thing to your family. So before anything, you check with your doctor. Check with your doctor to see if you're physically able to do some kind of work. And then worry about Social Security and arranging that. But check with your doctor first. All right, Albert, let's assume your doctor cleared you. He said, go ahead, Albert, go back to work. Try it. Make sure you feel okay doing it. Go ahead. Give it a shot. All right, you asked me about the trial work period. And this is what it says in Social Security. Earnings trigger a trial work period. During a trial work period, a beneficiary receiving Social Security disability benefits may test his or her ability to work and still be considered disabled. We do not consider services performed during the trial work period as showing that the disability has ended until services have been performed in at least 9 months, not necessarily consecutive, in a rolling 60-month period. In 2019, any month in which earnings exceeded $880 is considered a month of service for an individual's trial work period. In 2020, this monthly amount increases to $910. Now, you can find out more information by reading section 404.1592 in the Code of Federal Regulations at SSA.gov. That's www.ssa.gov. Now, what that means is you can go back to work and try working again. And if you earn more than $910, that counts towards your trial work period. In other words, for 5 years, if you have 9 months where you earn more than $910 a month, you're weaning off of Social Security at that point. At the end of those 9 months, you'll be removed from the rolls. So that's giving you 9 months, like a honeymoon period, to go back to work, to get back to work. And they're not just pushing you out in the street. You're still keeping your benefits. You're still getting a check every month for those 9 months while you're working, no matter how much you make. So that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good safety blanket. Plus, you're still keeping your Medicare. Now, during the trial work period, I want to dispel some rumors, and I have some questions that come up about it. It says, how does the TWP, or the trial work period, help you? The TWP allows you to test your ability to work for at least 9 months. During your TWP, you will receive full Social Security disability insurance benefits, regardless of how high your earnings might be, as long as you report your work activity and you have a disabling impairment. So your disability still has to continue, and you must report your work activity. When does the TWP start? Your TWP starts when you begin working and performing services. In 2019, we consider your work to be services for the TWP if your gross earnings are more than $880 a month, or if you work more than 80 hours in self-employment in a month. Your TWP cannot begin until the first month you're entitled to SSDI benefits, or the month you file for benefits, whichever is later. Now in 2020, that amount is not $880 a month, but $910 a month. How long does the TWP last? The TWP continues until you accumulate 9 TWP service months, not necessarily consecutive, within a rolling 60-month period, 5 years. What happens when you complete your TWP? After you complete your TWP, you begin your extended period of eligibility, or EPE, CEPE at SSA.gov. During your EPE, we evaluate your work and earnings to decide if you can work at the substantial gainful activity. That's the SGA. We're going to be discussing SGA more on Friday. What else do you need to know about TWP? You are not eligible for disability benefits or TWP if you work at the SGA level within 12 months of the start of your impairments and before we approve your claim for disability benefits. This is because your impairment does not meet our definition of how we define a disability, which we'll be discussing more on Friday as well. The substantial gainful amount is what they want you to be earning. or more. So there you have it. They're not pushing you out. They're giving you like that honeymoon period to get you back into working, to getting your feet wet. So all that time, you're still collecting your monthly check, but you're also collecting a paycheck for those 9 months, which is great. It gets you back on your feet. Plus, you still have your Medicare benefits. We're going to definitely continue this discussion on Friday. We have a lot of information to pass along to you from Social Security and also regarding SSI benefits. So please be here Friday for that. You want to pick this up. You don't want to miss this because this is very important. But I also want to make it clear to those that can't go back to work, that doesn't make you less of a person. That just means that your disability is a lot worse. Some people's disabilities are worse than others. Some people are lucky, and we have to be happy for them. We have to be happy for them. And please, those that are lucky enough to go back to work, please don't look down on those that can't. We're still one community. We're still one big community. And I want to remind you that nobody's a disabled person. We're people with a disability. Disabled people don't exist. We're people with a disability. And I want to remind you of this, my friends. Things can always be worse. That's right. Somewhere, someone is wishing that they were in your position right now. So things can always be worse. Hey, listen, thanks a lot for stopping by today. I'm glad you stopped by for our first Wednesday podcast. And I hope we're going to continue to do a lot more of these. So I look forward to it. I look forward to adding more days. I'd love to get this up to 5 days a week. But it's all going to depend on your feedback. If you think it's worth it, let me know. You can write me at jimmy@famousapple.com, or you can now reach me as one of the administrators at admin@famousapple.com. That's ADMIN @famousapple.com. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by today. I will talk to you on Friday, okay? Have a great night tonight. Have a great Thursday. Talk to you on Friday. You've been listening to An Apple a Day. My name is Jimmy Apple.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.